I found my dad's old journal. It changed everything I thought I knew about him. I lost my dad 6 years ago to a sudden heart attack. No warning. One minute he was working on the lawnmower, the next he was gone. He was 58. He was a quiet man. The kind of dad who fixed things around the house, said, "I love you" in the form of, "Did you check your oil?" and always sat in the same chair at the dinner table. I grew up thinking I knew him, but only in the way you know someone from routine, not depth. Last month, I helped my mom clean out the attic. We found a box labeled in faded Sharpie, "Tom's Things, 1981 to 1993. Inside was his old college backpack, a few cassette tapes, and a journal. At first, I hesitated. Holding the notebook in my hands, I could almost hear his voice saying, "That's private." My father was never the kind of man who kept his thoughts on display. He was steady, reliable, someone whose world existed in action rather than words. But the weight of the journal felt magnetic, pulling me in. I sat cross-legged on the attic floor, dust motes floating in the sunlight, cutting through the small window. The cardboard beneath me creaked, the air thick with the smell of insulation and old wood. My mom was downstairs sorting through holiday decorations, humming softly to herself. And there I was, staring at a piece of my father I'd never seen before. I opened it. The first entry was dated October 14th, 1982. First time I told her I loved her today, didn't mean to. It just came out. She was laughing about something, how the microwave makes leftovers taste like sadness. I looked at her and just said it. She said it back, but I think I surprised her. Hell, I surprised myself. It was my mom, obviously. Young, unburdened, long before life built walls of responsibility around them. I had to pause after reading it, just picturing the moment. My father, awkward but sincere, blurting out the three words that would eventually shape my entire existence. I kept reading, each page peeling back a layer of the man I thought I already knew. The next few entries read like the thoughts of a young man teetering on the edge of adulthood, scribbles about exams, part-time jobs, and fears of not being enough. I'd never once thought of my dad as uncertain. He was always the man with the answers. If the sink leaked, he fixed it. If the car made a strange sound, he figured it out. But in those pages, he was a boy barely older than I am now, stumbling his way forward. One entry stopped me cold. It was dated 2 months before I was born. They said the baby might come early. I try not to show it, but I'm terrified. What if I'm not ready? What if I fail him before he even starts? She keeps smiling, telling me it'll be fine, but she doesn't see me sitting awake at night, running through everything I don't know. Fathers are supposed to be strong. Right now, I feel like I'm made of glass. I felt my throat tighten. My whole life, I believed my dad was stoic by choice, that he didn't feel worry the way the rest of us did. Yet here it was, written in his own hand, the quiet storm he carried alone. Another entry, dated the day after I was born, was short but powerful. "He's here. He's so small I was afraid to touch him at first. When they said he needed help breathing, I thought my chest would explode. Watching them put that mask on his tiny face, I swore I would never let anything hurt him again. God, please don't let me mess this up." I couldn't breathe for a moment. I had no memory of those first days, but now I could see them through his eyes. He hadn't been distant, as I once thought. He had been overwhelmed with love and fear. Entry after entry revealed a man who felt things with an intensity he rarely showed. How he'd stand outside my bedroom door at night, just listening to me